5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! The year was 1988 and I had just quit smoking. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Quitting smoking was easy. I used to quit 3, 4, 5, 6 times a year. How many people in here have ever quit smoking? Quite a few. Let's fast forward to 1989 at 12:15 a.m. Yeah, that's 15 minutes. I was jonesing for a smoke. I was at a bar. I found a cigarette, and there I was again, smoking. But I thought, if I'm going to be a smoker, I'm going to be cool. When my wife and I got married, we both smoked. And I used to light up 2 cigarettes at the same time. I'd look at her and say, "Hey baby, I got a smoke for you. Let's both smoke so we can both smell like a garbage can." Not long after my daughter was conceived, my wife quit cold turkey. I was the turkey. I didn't quit. Our daughter was a toddler, and I was at work one day and my wife called. And she said, "Guess what your daughter did?" And I thought, this is going to be exciting news. I can hardly wait. What? She has eaten one of your cigarettes. She said, "I called poison control, and they said give her some syrup of Ipecac. I think you should come home now in case we have to take her to the hospital." I drove home very concerned. I walked in the front door, and my wife handed me our baby. I grabbed her, held her close, and she barfed all over me. My wife said, "Well, do you think it's time to quit smoking?" I thought long and hard. And of course, you know what I did. Kept smoking. Every morning, I used to get up, take my daughter to the kitchen so my wife could sleep a little longer, and I would feed her oatmeal and applesauce. And I'd put her in the living room, and I'd go on our porch to smoke a cigarette and have a cup of coffee. At that time, we lived on a 3rd floor apartment. As I was looking out into the morning sky, having my cigarette, drinking some coffee, I heard click. I turned around and my daughter had locked me out on the balcony. My wife was asleep. I was on the 3rd floor, and my daughter toddled back into the living room. I started jumping up and down. Jackie, come on, hey, Daddy's here, Daddy's here, Daddy's here." She noticed me, and I put my hand up on the glass. She came over and put her hand up on the glass, and I slowly moved it over to the handle, and she unlocked it. I opened the door and thought, I am never going to let this happen again. I'm going to quit smoking. Of course, you know what I did. I kept smoking. I thought, I just can't quit. But there's got to be a way. I was smoking about a pack of cigarettes a day. So I thought, well, if I start to cut down, maybe it'll be a little bit easier for me to stop. I slowed down to half a pack a day. Then I got down to 6 cigarettes. And then I got down to 3 cigarettes. And I thought, if I'm only smoking 3 cigarettes a day, certainly I can quit. but I'm in no big hurry. So one morning as I'm standing out on the porch, having my cigarette and coffee, and make sure the door is cracked this much so she doesn't lock me out again, I enjoyed my morning cigarette. There's something about a cup of coffee in your morning cigarette that's just wonderful. I put it out. I walked into the living room and I saw my daughter there, and I picked her up and I held her close. She looked me in the eye and said, "P.U. skunk." I had 2 cigarettes left. I handed her to my wife. I went to the garbage can and I threw away the cigarettes. And that was enough. So as you notice, the law changed today in San Antonio that people can't smoke anymore in public. So I think it's a great day to quit smoking. It's easy, Mr. Toastmaster.